You're in Braves country. You're in Braves country.
Lineup for Braves Country by D.M. McGee. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavin. Southpaw winds and kicks, changing speeds east and west, a gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright, the father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play, Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones, Andrew let her fly, and his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts, a plenty from Strider, the quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez, Javi to B-Mac, Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog, he won 355, could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro, he got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis, old Nixon could fly, the catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P's still for Peterson, we were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking, the top pitcher's lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy, the big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler, Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren, Skip Carey 2, Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren, spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni, yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young, the game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for zip, boom, bam, rama-lama, ding-dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying, it felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee, to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by D.M. McGee.
Like me, you can't smoke like me. You can't drink like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes?
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pub cup. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Polk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam, ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. A hanger, and she's gone, baby.
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary, and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season, and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate.
Please remain standing. We call your attention to our bands here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose white stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Play ball!
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA. Good morning, Braves country. Happy Sunday. We got a lot to talk about when we get this game a-rolling. But before we get into that, the post game yesterday, Brian Snicker dealing with the losses. Just figured y'all might want to listen to this. It's, well, just take it for what it's worth, but we'll react on the other side.
You know, we might be in good shape, and kind of were. You know, gave up a couple of big homers. You know, I think third baseman's first homer he's hit off a lefty all year. But, yeah, we did okay, and wasn't hoping we'd, you know, get a win in 9. But, you know, big inning, 6th inning with loads of bases, nobody out. That's just a chance right there we could blow the game open. And, you know, we didn't.
Tomorrow, the selections will come out. Are you hoping that Matt Olson's name is there?
Yeah, I do. I think he's deserved it. He's earned it, not deserved it, earned it. And I'll be kind of interested to see who, you know, with Schwellenbach, you know, because he was hurt after the voting by his peers were done. So, but, you know, I told Matt today I'm not going to be surprised if you're one of the guys.
Leon Johnson down today, or just trying to stay away from them?
Who?
Leon Johnson.
Dylan was off. He was down today. I think I said that this morning or last night even. Yeah, but he, after 1+ and where he was, and he'll be available tomorrow. Iggy will be back tomorrow. You know, really, about everybody that pitched can pitch again tomorrow and then have the off day. You know, we need a good start from our starter tomorrow.
We've asked a lot of Charlie Morton questions already this weekend, but to see the standing ovation today, what was going through your mind when that?
No, it's great. I think we did an unbelievable, really nice, professional job with him and Travis. The recognition, those guys deserve that for what they helped this city achieve, and you know, the fact that they helped us win a world championship and were big parts of it. I thought we did a really nice job in honoring those two guys while they were here, because they meant the world to this organization, both of them.
I know the situational hitting probably isn't where you want it, but is it promising to see a little bit of life early from the offense?
Yeah. I mean, you know, we did today, and you know, we just had a chance to put the game away in the 6th, and we couldn't do that, and that kind of grates at you a little bit. I know it happens, it's part of baseball, but you know, you just kind of, man, you like to cash in on an inning like that, and we weren't able to.
They're late in the game. When Ozuna, I couldn't tell if he was trying to make eye contact with you, but he went like this after the ball went over his head.
Yeah, I know. That's what Eddie told me. He goes, he thinks maybe it hit him. So, and we checked, and yeah, I didn't. Eddie caught that, not me. I didn't, and so we, you know, I held him, and we phoned up to replay, and he said they didn't. I don't know. Maybe he thought I didn't grazed his helmet or something. Maybe.
On one hand, you have the record, and on the other hand, you have the run differential. I'm just curious, how do you kind of reconcile those two and try and assess where this team is?
No, I know. I mean, we're struggling. I don't know where we're at. We're struggling to score runs and put it together. It's, I don't, you know, it's trying different things and moving pieces around. And so, you know, you just focus on today, and now we're moved forward to tomorrow. And I don't, you know, it's frustrating to me. It's for the coaches, for the players, everybody. You know, nobody likes where we're at right now. We're not, you know, but what you do is you wake up tomorrow and you come out, and I say that all the time. Probably people get tired of listening to it, but it's the reality of it is the next thing we have to do is the game in front of us. It's the one thing we can control. Everything behind us is behind us, and tomorrow, you know, the next day is so far away that, but the only thing we can control is today.
When you get back to this spot, either Thursday or Friday, I know you got the off day. Do you see yourself doing a bullpen game?
You know what, and that's going to be one of those. It depends on how we get there. Quite honestly, realistically, I taxed everybody pretty good today. I don't see it happening, you know, but it could. But I don't know that we can survive doing bullpen games, honestly.
All right, let's get ready. Pitch by pitch, play by play. Game 3 of a 3-game set. fight off the brooms.
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. We're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. It's time to put it all aside and get set for what should be a great day on Braves Country Radio. We'll go through the lineups today as the game moves along. Put your click in the chat, slap that like, and let's get ready, Braves Country. We'd like to thank everybody for choosing Braves Country Radio, and a special thanks to all the country club members. Please like on your way in and subscribe, set those alerts, and share Braves Country Radio to help build the crowd so we can continue to bring you the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves Baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the country club. Thank you to all the country club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good morning, Braves Country. See who we have in here today. And we have updated it so you've got the Grant Holmes emoji kicking in there today. Start back this up at the top of the board as we're just about set for pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Good afternoon, country club members Nicholas and John, Uncle Charlie, Gary, Horniak, Iron Lung, Mark Ricky Ricardo, Straight Shooter. Hope you're having a good time out there in Colorado. As Waldo Perez, PETA, Justin Hightower, welcome to the Country Club, Bomb D, Karen G, Roca, Chase, and Love Offers. Welcome in, Country Club members, or good morning, Country Club members. Neil Pearson, Tree Nug, Nicholas Russell Hall, Raymond Lovelace, and Gary the Real McCoy. We'll be back in a flash. We'll get to y'all not in the country club when we get on the other side. We're going to run out of time if I don't jam. We'll be right back. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
Adventures in Time and Space.
We offer you Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball, no more measles, and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves Country.
This is a reminder, disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
Welcome in, Braves Country. Grant Holmes setting up his last warm-up toss. It's good to see you, AY Country Club member. I think some ones we missed. Willis, Jameson. Anybody else we missed, just jump into the chat, because we're just about set. I'm not going to have time to scroll all the way back to the top. But as you can imagine, we're running around checking our head cut off this morning because of the early start, and got a couple of lineup Interesting lineup moves that the Braves have made. We'll go over that as the game goes on. But it is Grant Holmes on the dish. The Braves are wearing their home whites. And blue ball caps, red bill, white A on the front representing the city of Atlanta. Numerals on the back, the same red with navy trim. The piping the same down the middle of the jersey and on the sides of the pants. We're just about set for an early game, 11:35 first pitch. Hope y'all are ready to rock. Jackson Holliday is going to lead us off. In the outfield today, left to right, it's Profar, Michael Harris, and Stuart Fairchild. Acuna's getting the seat for the day. We are just about set for, I'm sorry, not Harris, it's Eli White. Pitch by pitch, play by play. Yes, sir. It is baseball time in Braves country. And the first pitch on the way is a fastball off the plate. It's 1-0. The 1-0 swung on, fouled straight back, 1-1. So Eli is in center field. Michael getting the seat, Acuna getting the seat, Riley to Allen to Ozzie to Olsen. Smurf is behind the plate as the 1-1. Chop foul, it's 1-2. And the other thing is, if you haven't already seen it, the designated hitter today is Drake Baldwin, not Ozuna. So there you have that. That'll be the lineup for today. Of course, it gives you a lot of opportunities for guys coming off the bench to pinch hit. The 1-2 pops it up. High in the sky, giving chase is Riley and Profar, and it's going to fall in between them for a leadoff single. Thought one of them was going to be able to get to it. I think Riley sprinting down the line tricked Profar into thinking he was going to get it. Profar was digging, but as Riley came in, he had to pull up a bit, and it fell right in between them, deep down the left field line. You've got to let the I know Riley's trying to make the play, but you got to let the left fielder come through there and at least make an attempt. First pitch on the way is a 92 fastball to Ramon Laureano. It's 1-0. O'Neill is not in the lineup today. O'Hearn, the first baseman, takes a seat for Mayo for the Baltimore Orioles. Urias is at third today. We'll go over that lineup. And Stallings, the injured catcher for the Baltimore Orioles yesterday, is the Sanchez is the 1-0, swung on, fouled straight back. Stallings is getting the start. And Alex Jackson has been promoted up. The 1-1. Swing, fouls it back. It's 1-2. See if we can get this 3D kicking in here now. Had an issue with it this morning. I don't know if it's because they are. Let me go ahead and remove this and bring in the 3D. Well, it still isn't. Here it comes. All right. So if y'all were wondering, no, I wasn't being negligent. We just didn't have the. Here we go. Now it's finally working. So a 2-2 count, flips it over to first. That should be working on y'all's end. If you have any issues, let me know. I'm assuming it's the early start time that they were having the issue for. Payoff pitch on the way to Laureano. He'll flip it over to first again. Holiday easily back under the tag. One on, nobody out, top of the first. You're also dealing with the Roku channel doing this. Is the 3-2. Caught looking, strike three. Here comes the throw down to second. It's going to be a strike him out, throw him out. Bang, bang, double play. How about that? Good throw down there by Smurf. Laureano took the pitch all the way. It was a cutter that got the entire part of the plate. And they got Holiday by a mile. Pitch on the way to Henderson. Misses high for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. The 1-0. Called for a strike on the outer edge. 1-1. Appears that the Roku's a bit behind the Braves, but there's not a whole lot I can do about it, to be honest with you. The 1-1. Swing, chops it over to second. It's going to be a 4-3 putout, and that'll end the inning. After the strike him out, throw him out, it's essentially 3 up, 3 down. We'll grab the bats when we return here in Braves country.
Yo. Yeah, I got some news, bro. Katie is no longer my girlfriend.
Oh, thank God. I hated that.
What the Jeff? I was gonna say she's not my girlfriend, man. She's my fiance.
Hi, Katie. Congrats, guys.
Armchair.
Satchel Paige always thought he was the greatest pitcher in the world, and Josh Gibson thought he was the greatest hitter in the world, and we did too. And Satchel and Josh in this World Series ball game, Satchel pitching, and we got a ball game won. The Kansas City Monarchs went 2 out in the 9th inning. First place hitter, he tripped on Satchel. We got 2 out, so that didn't bother us any at all. So Satchel called me, he said, come in. I said, what do you want, Satchel? He said, let me tell you what I'm thinking to do. He said, I'm going to walk Howard Easterland. I'm going to walk Buck Leonard. I'm going to pitch to Josh Gibson. I said, man, don't be facetious. He said, that's what I'm going to do. I said, time. I called the manager, who was Frank Duncan. I said, Frank, you got to listen to what Satchel said. And so Satchel told him what was going to happen. Now, when he was walking Buck, Josh was in the circle. He talking to Josh all the time. Said, Josh, do you remember the day? Told you that one day we were going to meet and we were going to see who was the best. He said, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Satchel said, all right. Said, now it's the time to prove this thing. So when Josh comes up to the bat, listen, let me tell you what this man did. He said, now I'm ready. So I'm going to throw you some fastball. I'm going to throw you a fastball, belt high, boom, strike 1. Josh didn't move with that. He said, now I'm going to show you another fastball, boom, strike 2. He said, now, Josh, I've got you 2 strikes and no balls. You know, in this situation, I'm supposed to knock you down, brush your back. He said, but I'm not going to throw any smoke at your yoke. I'm going to throw a pea at your knee, boom, strike 3. And when he struck him out and he walked off the field and walked by me and said, nobody hit Satchel.
Welcome back. Did a bit of an adjustment, see if we get it even a little closer, but it doesn't look like. Looks like Roku's just mad behind. So it is what it is. First pitch on the way to Profar. He's right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 inside. 1-1. 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Swing, chops it over towards third, and scooped up, flips it over to first. And man, that looked like Profar beat that out. They called him out. Have to see another look at that. See if they may want to. Oh, no, he called him safe. He straightened up the call. He originally called him out, but he called him safe. So an infield single for Profar.
Well, the jerks start calling. They're running out of you. It's smart. It's a smart line, and a smart crowd will appreciate it. And I'm not going to dumb it down for some bonehead mass audience.
The 0-1 to Matt Olson. Lefty-lefty matchup. Kicks and fires. Right there. 92 at the knees, 0-2. I was a little concerned this was going to happen today because we've never done a Roku game before, I don't believe. And yeah, it's way behind. Maybe it'll start to lag and catch itself up, who knows. The 0-2 to Olsen. Swing, fouls it away. We'll do it again. Braves nothing, Orioles nothing. Lefty-lefty matchup. Trevor Rogers, the former Marlin. The 0-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Olsen goes down on strikes. Austin Riley will come to the plate, batting .275. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Swing! That ball's lifted high into left field. Making the catch in left field is Cowser for a quick out, number 2. Sean Murphy, the batter. He's catching today. Drake Baldwin, the DH. First pitch on the way, 92 at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing, fouls it back. So an 0-2 count to Murphy. Profar at first. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the bender, and that'll end the inning. Profar gets on with an infield single, but that'll do it. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
If the weather's like this and you don't have a reason to go anywhere, stay off the road so that people like me can make it to town safely to go get more beer.
And it's a typical Rose reaction from the crowd as Pete comes to the plate. They know he's poison. He has been troublesome for so many people for so many years in this game of baseball. Nolan Ryan pulls his cap down, and the right-hander from Alvin, Texas is ready to pitch a big game in his career. Full count to Rose. Got him.
I don't know why I'm still alive. Everybody passed away, and I'm still around. They're decaying, and I'm slaying. I win. I'm the best.
But as his 21st big league season went on, as much as the numbers were still there, he could feel the desire start to wane.
I led the team in home runs and RBIs and thought I wasn't a good player. I hit .268, the lowest I think I've hit in the big leagues.
He was still the best player on our team. It just wasn't the George Brett that George Brett wanted to be.
It was hard to go to the ballpark. And that's when I knew it was time to retire. I just knew. I said, you know, I don't get goosebumps anymore when I do something good. I don't get mad if the team loses and I do something bad. I'm just like a guy that's collecting a paycheck. And I always believe that the game deserves more than that from its players.
In order for George to be George Brett, he had to be the first one there. He had to take batting practice until his hands bled. That's what made him George Brett. And there comes a moment when you're like, I don't want to be that person anymore. Like, this is it. I've done it. I've had my career. I've had my success. And now it's time for whatever comes next.
Welcome back. Grant Holmes goes back to work as we start the second inning in a scoreless tie. Grant Holmes had 1 strikeout in the first inning. Rogers 2, in case you're keeping track of that. I believe Rogers, man, he had a really low number today. I think it was 4.5, and he's somewhat of a strikeout pitcher. We know the Braves will whiff. First pitch on the way to the left-handed bat. They have made a change. Left-handed bat of O'Hearn. Fouls it back. It's 0-1. O'Hearn designated hitter today. He was the first baseman yesterday. The 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. The 1-1 count. Grant Holmes has a 5-pitch mix. He leans heavily as the 1-1 in the dirt, 2-1. Slider misses. He leans heavily on the 4-seam and the slider at a total of 70% of the time. The cutter and curve at 28% of the time. Then he's got a show me change and he uses just 2%. 2-1 misses high, 3-1. So a 3-1 count. Holmes comes set. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. Curveball in the dirt. Full count. The payoff pitch in the dirt, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. Braves nothing, Orioles nothing. Righty-righty matchup now here with 1 on and nobody out. The first pitch on the way to Urias, the third baseman. A little bit off the plate, it's 1-0. We saw Urias a couple of years back, and he had a monster series in Atlanta. Ramon Urias this year batting .261, 6 home runs. 1-0. Right there on the intercut. 1-1. That was back when this series was really fun. Both these teams were playing very good baseball. Both offenses were lighting it up. Back in 2023. The 1-1. Turns and flips it over to first. These two teams are very much alike. So much alike their records mirror each other at 10 under 500. But not only that, if you were to take a poll preseason on the so-called experts around the game, the 1-1. Chopper back to the mound over the head of Holmes. And Ozzie has to wait for it. It will bounce into his glove. He'll step on the bag, fire it to first. A 4-3 double play. Great job by Ozzie to wait on the ball to make sure he got the lead runner. And Urias, I would have thought he would have made that a little closer. It didn't look like he was Cadillacing, but he normally has pretty good speed. I don't know if he's fighting an injury or... That was odd. First pitch on the way to Cowser. It's right down the pipe. It's on. I don't have my normal view, but maybe he stumbled out of the box a little bit because he looked like he was running it out. Didn't look like he was Cadillacing. The 0-1. Inside, 1-1. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Down and in. Ball 2, 2-1. Two outs here in the second inning. Grant Holmes on a 2-1 count to Cowser. Inside, it looked like he might have went around, did he? They did not give it to him, 3-1. He's in danger of walking another one. Eric Backus is your home plate umpire today. You have Eddings at third, Jones at second, and Morales at first. The 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good curveball. That's the one that he almost swung at a second ago. I wonder if he'll try to go to that one more time or blow it right by him. The payoff pitch. They did try that pitch one more time, and he spit on it. Ball 4. He'll head on down to first. Cedric Mullen, the batter, batting number 7 today. He was in the 9 slot yesterday. First pitch on the way is a 94-mile-an-hour fastball up top. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing. Throw goes back down to first base. Good throw by Murphy. Cows are just back there in time. Under the tag, it's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Pitch on the way in the dirt. Good block by Murph. The runner will make it up to second. The ball bounced way out in front of him. So a runner in scoring position now. Turned off my view of what y'all can see, so let me know if there's any issues. You can still see the chat, but it was really distracting it being that far out in front. 1-2 count. Brings it. Swing, chopper back out in front of home plate. Murphy has it. He'll flip it to first, and that'll end the inning. So another scoreless inning. Little few bumps in the road, but nothing major. We'll be back in just a flash. The Braves will grab the sticks when we return.
You know, I'll never make fun of socially awkward men because I, too, am socially awkward around girls for some reason. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I want to be your friend so bad that my brain just, like, locks up. Like, today, this girl, I was like, you're so pretty. She's like, oh, my God, you are too. And I was like, wow, she's, like, really nice. And then I was just so happy thinking about it, and I just wasn't thinking. And I took out a curb pulling out of the gas station, and I skimmed up the side of a stop sign.
Try to do it online.
Pro marriage tip. When your wife makes you something to eat and it's not that good, just explain to her in detail how your mother would make it, and then she'll strive to be more like your mom, and that way you can train her well. It was kind of dry.
Dad, can you help me with that?
Your mother already told you what to do. This is just your DMV paperwork in your car.
Send them the money without all the forms?
No, the forms, you have to send the forms. It's like going to the bathroom. The job's not done till the paperwork's finished.
One is baseball, and the other is opera. Fortunately enough, they fall in different seasons. Opera is in the winter and baseball is in the summer. And people ask me, how can you like both? They are different. And I say, oh no, they are exactly the same thing. Opera is an epiphanic art. Now you go to a baseball game and observe what happens in a baseball game many times. The pitcher has a ball, and then suddenly he hits the ball, and that is the epiphany. It's a show forth every that time. It's a moment of great action. And I find when I would get a part-time job in a baseball stadium in the summer and then in an opera house in the winter, and that'd be heaven for me.
Welcome back. That was a little odd what just happened there.
Man, I love the way y'all use that word over here. Back home with
So let me know if you lose the screen again, because I noticed, just happened to look up during the break and noticed that the screen had disappeared on y'all. It was not intentional. I hadn't done anything, and I don't know if it's the app itself that's making issues. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. The 0-1 from Rogers, his 13th pitch of the day. Swing and a miss, 0-2. 0-2 count. Trevor Rogers cruising along so far. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. His third strikeout of the game. I'm telling you, when we used to see Trevor Rogers in Atlanta, I mean, when he was with Miami, whether in Atlanta or in Miami, he was tough to deal with. He was traded to the Orioles, and when he first came over, he had a really bumpy ride, but looks like they may have straightened him out. The first pitch on the way is a chopper by Baldwin. It'll be an easy 4-3 putout, quickly 2 down. Rogers, I was surprised to see he's only 27 years old. I remember him, he first came up 2020. He must have just been a baby then, but pitched with Miami all the way until the trade deadline last year. When he got traded over to Baltimore, he made 4 appearances with a 7.11 ERA. First pitch on the way to Eli's right there at the knees. It's 0-1. They started him down on the farm this year and battling some injury issues, minor injury issues, but he has come up in 5 starts and has an ERA of 2 to start this game. It's now below 2. Pitch on the way, fouled straight back. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday. I guess it's now technically afternoon, just barely 12:03 Eastern time. If you're in the Central time zone, you might just be starting to wake up. The 0-2. Swing, lifts it. Into right, lazy fly ball. That'll be an easy out, and that'll end the inning. Braves go down in order. We'll grab the gloves and see if we can keep the Orioles off the board when we return.
I don't know about y'all, but I sure could use some food stamps. I be tired of spending money at the grocery store. Everything's so expensive nowadays. Be aggravating. I just want a little bit of EBT, that's it. Damn. And it seems like every time I go in there, somebody done bought up all the cheap. I can't afford to keep buying this name brand. Damn, can you save some hot spicy cup noodles for me? They gone.
We're not generally comfortable in an office setting, I would say.
I am no good before 11 a.m.
I also get headaches from computers, so I can't be around them for too long.
I take stuff.
I need to have someone go up and down with me in the elevator.
I have a weakness for sweets.
I was talking to my mama today, and she said, my God, it's so hot, the humidity is horrible. And I said, yeah, I know. I feel like a meth pipe on a payday. And she just looked at me, and I was like, no, really, though. I saw 2 crackheads putting copper back in that air conditioning.
During the 1970s and 80s, the war in Vietnam came to an end, and an American president was driven from office in disgrace. The Berlin Wall came down, and the Cold War ended. Democratic ideals flourished. By 1970, the national pastime was in trouble. Attendance had not increased for more than 2 decades, and desperate owners tried everything to pump new life into the old game. Nothing worked. Now, the owners' grip on the destinies of the players was finally broken, and as their prospects improved, fans returned to the game. But old loyalties were sometimes forgotten. Now, what happened off the field, greed, scandal, strikes, seemed to overshadow the action on it. And now, as television demanded that most games be played at night, a whole generation of young fans would come of age without ever seeing a World Series game.
Welcome back. Atlanta Braves, Baltimore Orioles. 0-0 your score. We go to the top of the third. First pitch on the way is a 93-mile-an-hour fastball just off the plate. It's 1-0. Kobe Mayo batting .219, righty-righty matchup in 24 games. Is your batter with a .598 OPS. The 1-0 swing and a miss, 1-1. 1-1 count. Holmes has allowed 1 hit through 2 innings, 2 walks. the most concerning, and 1 strikeout. He's at 34 pitches right now. Comes set. Brings it. Swing and a miss. 1-2 count. Comes set. Drops a curveball into the dirt. 2-2. He's trying to get these batters to swing at some of these pitches in the dirt, but they're missing so badly it's easy to lay off. The 2-2. Outside wide. 3-2. So now he's nibbled his way back to a full count. They set up inside. This is all way inside, plenty inside. And it's a leadoff walk. I'd put a little bit of that on Sean Murphy. When he gets 2 strikes on these batters, and we're talking at the bottom of the order, he will start nibbling and trying to be too precise as opposed to just out there going after him and lower that pitch count. He's at 38 now with no outs here in the 3rd. First pitch on the way. Bounces in front of Murphy, and he tried to backhand it. Bad job there. The runner will make it up to second base. It'll go down as a wild pitch, but that's on Murph. You got to get in front of that ball. You can't backhand everything. It's one of the things that has happened to the game of baseball. People have talked about it and debated about it back and forth, and you kind of, I can see both sides of the argument. But if you're noticing nowadays, Murphy is always on one knee. Is the 1-0. Swing, chops it over towards deep into short. And Allen has to throw a dribbler across the infield. He'll get it there somehow. Wow, what a play by little Nicky. Just in the nick of time, Nick Allen gets that ball to first. 1 away. And because it was hit over in that area, the runner had to stay at second. So a big out. He probably had a little more time to get it. With Stallings running, he's one of the slower men in baseball. But he got it over there nonetheless. That takes us back to the top of the order. Holiday, who's 1 for 1, stands in. First pitch on the way. It's down and in. 1-0. The 1-0. Swing, lifts it. High and deep into right field, going back on the track, and it's gone. A hanger. Grant Holmes has coughed up the lead. It's 2-0 Baltimore. Jackson Holiday, just a 2-run shot that just got over the wall. It's his 11th of the year, and the Braves trail 2-0. Looked like that ball could be caught. It just kept carrying and carrying. There's not much wind here today. They were projecting wind at around, 5 miles an hour or so. It got just enough. Just at the top of the wall. If you remember the one the other day that Matt hit. First pitch on the way to Laureano is a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Swing and a miss, 95, 1-1. 1-1 count. So that goes back to that nibbling because the runner's never standing on the bag. If Holmes is aggressive on that 0-2 count. Laureano fouls it back, it's 1-2. Mo Laureano, 10 home runs, 28 RBI, batting .847. The 1-2. Swing, fists it towards right field. That's down for a base hit. So, 1-out single, and the line keeps moving. Laureano On for a base hit. Grant Holmes. Struggles continue. 3 walks, 3 hits, a home run, 2 earned. Just 1 strikeout, which is un-Grant Holmes-like. You do wonder if this early start time had any effect today. First pitch on the way is a curve off the edge for a strike to Henderson. It's 0-1. You'd love a quick double play ball here to get you out of the inning and reset his pitch count. The 0-1. Swing, hammers it down the first base line, but foul. 0-2. 0-2 count. Braves the only game going right now. We have a lot of games starting here in a little bit. The 0-2. Swing over towards Ozzie, and that's going to be a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. Not before Holmes and Murphy cough up a couple of runs, but we'll be back. See if we can tie it up when we return.
The breakup, y'all. Have y'all ever chased your dog down the street and they thinking it's a damn game? Horrible.
Of all the dangerous things we did growing up in the 70s and 80s, the most dangerous was getting in a car with our parent. I mean, it was like playing a game of Russian roulette. We had seatbelts. We couldn't use them. We had to do. Any given moment, our mom would need both hands to light her cigarette. Hey, take the wheel. Jump over and grab that wheel, and you're going down the freeway responsible for everyone in the car, and you're 8 years old. Your parents would pick up random hitchhikers and put them in the back seat with you. Sometimes they took your spot and you'd have to sit on the middle hump. You had nothing to hold on to. And mom hits a bump, you're going into the ceiling and then straight down to the floor. We fell out of moving cars all the time. It was also very normal for your mom to hit you with the car. Your mom was paying no attention to where you walked or what you were doing. She would hit that gas right when you walked in front of her car and just plow you over and then roll down the window and yell at you. You shouldn't be standing in front of the car. Like, this is how I get in the school, Mom. And now, like, it blows my mind. Cars are so safe. You have backup cameras and blind spot sensors that beep, 17 airbags, and you keep your kid facing the back window till he hits puberty. Like, we just wanted a seatbelt.
Remember, Ed's Almost Good beer was brewed in God's country when God wasn't looking.
Still, the family of baseball continued to grow. Larry McPhail's grandson Andy ran a team. Yogi Berra's son Dale played for a while. And one evening in California, back-to-back home runs were hit by Ken Griffey and Ken Griffey Jr. In Hoboken, New Jersey, the factory Maxwell House had built on the Elysian Fields where baseball began closed down. And that same year, the Baltimore Orioles opened a brand new, old-style ballpark on the site of the saloon once owned by the father of Babe Ruth.
Welcome back, Braves country. Thank you for the channel support, Iron Lung. First pitch on the way to Stuart Fairchild is a bender off the plate. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup, the 0-1. Swing, hits it hard towards the hole. Backhanded by Henderson. He'll fire it over to first. Fairchild was busting it down the line, but it'll be thrown out by about a step. Good hustle by Fairchild, one away. One down, and your batter will be Nick Allen. The games you have going on later on today, they're all starting around 1:35 or 2 o'clock in that neighborhood. His first pitch on the way is down in for a ball. It's 1-0. You got Red Sox and Nats at 1:35, along with the Reds and Phillies, Angels and Blue Jays, Tigers and Guardians. Is the 1-0, fouls it straight back. 1-1. Yankees and Mets, all those are before 2 o'clock. In the 2 o'clock hour, Rays and Twins. 3:10, you got the White Sox and Rockies. In the 4 o'clock hour, Pretty good slate. Astros, Dodgers, Royals, Diamondbacks, Pirates, Mariners. The 1-1. Swings, fouls it straight back 1-2. And then I have yet to figure this out, but there is a doubleheader on ESPN tonight. That's strange in itself. 6 o'clock Eastern, Cardinals, Cubs, and then Rangers, Padres. And then at 10 o'clock Eastern, randomly, the Giants and Athletics. And normally when the ESPN game starts, all broadcast rights are canceled around, but they've got a game starting at 10:05, A's and Giants. And I can't figure out why that is, why you have 3 late night games on Sunday. Are banks closed on Monday, y'all? Like, am I missing something? Because normally they just close for the 4th, which was, or if the 4th fell on a Friday, a Saturday or Sunday, but fell on a Friday this year. The 1-2 fouls it away. We'll do it again. If anybody knows what the reasoning for that is, because it is very odd. One-two count. Allen batting .240 on the year. He's raised his batting average around about 15 points in the last few weeks. It's been on a little bit of a mini tear. The 1-2 down below the knees. 2-2. Just getting going here. Bottom of the 3rd inning. The 2-2 swing. Hits it hard on the ground, but right at shortstop Henderson. He'll flip it to first, 2 down. The last 15 games, Nick Allen has hit .302. I mean, that's pretty darn good for him. And his OPS is right at 700. It's more of a defensive wizard, but nonetheless, anything you can get from the offensive end from him is a plus. First pitch on the way to Profar is a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. He'll take a quick timeout with 2 strikes. The 0-2 count. Brings it down below the knees, 94 miles an hour. The 1-2. Already 3 strikeouts on the day for Rogers. The 1-2. Inside, that get him? Spun him around, almost got him in on the arm. I guess it didn't. So a 2-2 count. Swing lifted. High and deep into left field. Drifting back on the track. Making the catch right at the warning track for a loud out. Number 3 is Cowser. Braves go down in order. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
If you grew up in Gen X, you had your parents who told you every single day that you were like 1 second away from being murdered or kidnapped. We had to get our fingerprints and our photo taken every school year in case we got kidnapped. And if that wasn't traumatizing enough, they put all the missing kids on the side of our milk carton that we drank at lunch. Every time you got on the escalator with your mom, you were doing something wrong. You were too close to this, your shoe was too untied. They insisted that if we made one wrong move on that escalator, we were gonna get sucked down into those metal teeth. I still have anxiety about escalators. They made us think we were going to die all the time.
I'm a little confused about one thing.
What's that?
Who pays for all this?
What do you mean who pays for it? The company pays for it.
All right, well then, here's my second question. What does Atwater make?
What do you mean, like, how much money does the company make?
Oh, no, I mean, what do we make?
I don't follow. We make money.
No, I know we make money. I mean, what do we create?
We create wealth.
No, I mean... What do we build? What do we design?
We don't build anything.
You have to have moments that give you pleasure with your children or your hobbies or your games. And life can't all be big issues and heart surgery. You need something to give up. Something has to bring joy into the day. I've always thought that the 6 months during the baseball season, there was something in the day that wasn't there the other 6 months in winter. It was not that you had to listen to the game, but that you could if you needed it.
The crowd is on their feet. Christian Yelich, single and a run, very dangerous hitter. Cross everything. We're trying to get one more strike out of Will Smith. Called third strike. He got caught watching the paint dry, and that's it. The Atlanta Braves will head to the National League Championship Series. They knock out the Milwaukee Brewers. Welcome back. Braves trail as we head to the fourth inning. Score 2-0. First pitch on the way from Grant Holmes to the left-handed O'Hearn is right there for a strike. Curveball on the outer edge. 0-1. The 0-1. Swing, chops it foul. 0-2. It's an 0-2 count. .51 pitches into the day. Brings it. Swing, chops it foul. We'll do it again. The 0-2 from Holmes. 92 misses high, 1-2. One of just 7 games until the All-Star break. Hope to see everybody next Sunday in the Atlanta area. 4 miles, a little under 4 miles away from the Truist Park. We're all meeting up at 2 o'clock to watch the Cardinals game. As the pitch misses up high, 2-2. 2 o'clock Eastern time. The 2-2 swing, lifts it high and deep into left field, drifting back, making the catch for a long out. Number 1 is Profar. Doesn't seem to have the strikeout stuff that he normally has today. First pitch on the way to Urias is swung on and lifted towards center. Running in, making the catch is Eli White. 2 down. Two away, and welcoming him into the country club, we got Narrow White, Kevin Ortiz, Robert Ellis, Terry, and Gad, all gifted by PETA. First pitch on the way to Cowsers, right there for a strike. It's 0-1. We have a day off tomorrow. I'm sure a lot of people are like, thank God. We have a day off tomorrow as a 0-1 pitch hits the top of the zone. It's 0-2. And then it is a late night extravaganza to take us to the All-Star break. We are in Sacramento, where the Athletics call their home nowadays. There's a minor league park, and the ball flies out of there. If the Braves offense is ever going to wake up, it's out there. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the bender down around the ankles, and that'll end the inning. Orioles go down 1-2-3. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
UAB, I'm just trying to go about my life, and someone actually says, do you have a CDL for that dump truck in real life? But instead of Jimmy the Greek, we're going to have to go with Peter the Irishman today.
Hi, my buddy Jimmy the Greek is on the injured reserve list today, so I'm going to tell you who's going to win all the NFL games and the World Series. But don't run to your phone because a year ago I said it would be the Phillies.
Got him! Got him!
I just got one of the weirdest messages I have ever gotten on Instagram. So the message was sexual in nature. It was from an older gentleman about my father's age. Quality stuff. I clicked on this elderly gentleman's photo, and the first line in his bio is that the Lord is his strength and his shelter. And it gets even better. This is a shared Instagram account, he says. He shares it with his wife and children. What are you doing? Your wife's going to see the message. This is why you shouldn't be on the internet.
Trigger an entire fan base with only one sentence.
All bubble ships in 2020 are fake.
That should do it.
Why isn't football on the TV?
First preseason game?
No. No. Oh, it's starting. No.
Armchair. I think what baseball is a game that allows people who watch it to think about nothing else. It allows us to feel connected to a place. So part of what American history is texture, it's fabric, it's Brooklyn, it's Boston. But sadly, part of what American history is and part of what baseball is moving away from those places. So Brooklyn leaves and goes to California, and the free agents take away our favorite players, and America's always mobile, always moving on.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves trail this one 2-0. Big Matt Olson leads us off. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way from Rogers is below the knees. It's 1-0. And the Roku channel really thinks that people want to listen to what Snicker has to say. The 1-0, outside wide 2-0. I wonder how that interview started. Sorry to wake you up, but what are you thinking right about now? What fishing trip are you going on after they can you? The 2-0, right there at the knees, 2-1. 2-1 count. The Braves will be able to skip that bullpen game this next time through, but the final is the 2-0, swing and a miss, 2-1. They do have 5 games left consecutively, so they're either going to have to bring someone up or do a bullpen game, and be interesting to see what happens. Snicker did not seem too enthused about it. The 2-2. Swing. Slices it over to short. Should be an easy 6-3. It is. One away. You could bring someone up from the farm, but if you push it all the way back to the end of the week, you could just go grab a couple of extra arms to do the bullpen game, or someone you don't expect to go very long. They could be a starter coming up for the minors, but easy to go get them quickly. First pitch on the way to Riley, misses high. It's 1-0. Because when you're looking at the big picture of this, you're going to get those extra days that if you send someone down is the 1-0, outside wide, 2-0. It's not games, it's days that you have to wait to bring them up. So you what you can bake into the formula is that there's a 5 days off that you have. 4 off technically. 2-0. Outside wide, 3-0. So a 3-0 count to Riley. And we come back from that All-Star break. Whew! We've got the Yankees, the Giants, the Rangers to start us off. The 3-0. Right down the pipe. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 3-1. Rogers, 3 strikeouts on the day, only 1 hit allowed. He has 3-1. Inside ball 4. So that'll be his first walk of the day as Riley heads on down to first.
You're my boy, Blue! Blue, you're my boy!
Sean Murphy, the batter. First pitch on the way. It was a swing and a miss for a strike. It's 0-1. It's funny, when we first started doing these sound bites when they would get on base in 22 and 23. The 0-1. Swing. Hit on the ground at third, and that's going to be an easy double play with Murphy flopping down the base paths. 5-4 to 3. We'll go to the 5th, trailing by 2.
It's that chirping again. How are you not hearing that? Newsflash! I've been hearing it the entire damn time! Then why would you say something? Because I hate you!
Today we're going to go over some wild baseball coincidences that you won't believe are true. Minnesota's Metrodome hosted 8 World Series games in its history. In all 8 of those games, Terry Pendleton's team lost. The Cardinals lost 4 in the 1987 World Series, and the Braves lost 4 in the 1991 World Series. Lou Gehrig, the Iron Horse, had his first career home run on September 27, 1923. His last home run would come exactly 15 years later on September 27, 1938. Warren Spahn had a longer streak of hitting at least 1 home run than he did pitching at least 1 shutout. He had homers in 17 consecutive seasons, but only had shutouts in 15 consecutive seasons. There have only been 2 pitchers in Major League Baseball history with the name Moyer. Ed Moyer, who pitched 6 games for the Senators, who died on November 18, 1962, and Jamie Moyer, who pitched 25 years in the majors and was born on that same day, November 18, 1962. Dennis Eckersley picked off Kenny Williams on June 29, 1987. His next pickoff would occur almost 4 years later when he picked off, you guessed it, Kenny Williams again.
On April 20th, 1912, 2 months before the cornerstone was laid for Ebbets Field, Fenway Park opened its doors for the first time. The Red Sox beat the New York Highlanders that afternoon 7-6 in 11 innings, beginning one of the most intense rivalries in baseball. And then they went on to win the pennant and the series, setting a precedent that did not last for long. Tris Speaker once owned its center field. Smokey Joe Wood and Babe Ruth and Roger Clemens have all bewildered batters there. Ted Williams, who sharpened his eye by shooting the pigeons that flew over the outfield, hit so many home runs into the right field bullpen that players came to call it Williamsburg.
First pitch on the way to start the inning is a high fly ball into right field, easily caught by Stuart Fairchild. Mullins down on 1 pitch here in the top of the 5th. Holmes, 60 pitches now. So he's pretty good on that front. At one point he had kind of a high pitch count, but that double play really helped erase one of those. First pitch on the way is a inside fastball to Mayo, right-handed bat, number 8 hitter. Kobe Mayo. It's 1-0. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Well down off the plate, chasing that slider. 1-1. Holmes with only 2 strikeouts on the day and 3 walks. Usually want a 2-to-1 ratio on your walks to strikeouts. 1-1 count. Right there at the knees. 1-2. That's the pitch he hasn't had all game long. His slider that just snaps there at the knee, That pitch has not been there all game long, and it is shown on the stat sheet. The 1-2. Swing, rips it up the middle. Back is Ozzie Albies behind the second base bag. He'll flip it to first, and it's a 4-3 put out. 2 down. Hard hit ball, but Ozzie was there in plenty of time. They went to that same pitch back to back the second time. He squared it up, hit it right on the screws. Fortunately, Ozzie was right there. Fortunately, Grant Holmes didn't make contact. His back was to the action. He flailed his glove at it. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss strike. It's on 1. Someone's got to talk to him about that because nothing ever comes good of that. Anytime you see a pitcher just flail his glove at a ball being smoked right back at him, either A, he gets injured, or B, it trickles off the glove to an infield single. The 0-1, swing and a miss, it's 0-2. If you want to field your position better, you got to come off in a better position. But he always falls off to the left and not set. Greg Maddox, it was one of the best to ever do it. Whenever he finished his follow through, he was set there ready to play defense. Pitch is well out of the zone, taken for a ball by Stallings, 1-2. The 1-2 count. Righty-righty matchup. Pitch on the way. 2-2. Braves trail, but it's only 2-0. These early games, this Braves offense almost always struggles. When you top it off at 11:30, I don't remember the last time we played a game this early. The 2-2 fouls it back. I believe they may have done one of these last year, but we weren't doing Sunday games back then. And I don't remember what the outcome was, but I bet you it wasn't good offensively. We'll start waking up in the 5th and 6th inning. The 2-2 fouls it away. Stallings making them work. 69 pitches here, or 70, excuse me. If he can get out of this pretty quickly, he'll be right on track. Top of the order is looming on deck. The 2-2. Swing. Fouls that one away. 2-2 count. Stallings really making them work. He takes a quick timeout, and I bet Grant Holmes is like, thank you. The 2-2. Swing. Another one. Just chops it off the plate. Stallings had that big game clinching double yesterday in extra innings. Always been a fly in the ointment against the Braves since he came over to the Marlins, I should say, the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's finally over. My word. 73 pitches. He's still on a good number. We'll be back in a flash. His 4th strikeout of the day.
I don't know which one of my coworkers need to hear this, but anything happening past 12 o'clock on Friday is definitely a Monday problem.
You know those nights where you just do not feel like drinking? Well, tonight's not one of those nights. We're getting cheers.
Today, we hop into our MLB time machine and talk about baseball first. On May 2nd, 1876, Ross Barnes hit the first home run in baseball history in the top of the 5th inning against Cincinnati pitcher Cherokee Fisher. On July 15th, 1876, St. Louis Brown stocking pitcher George Bradley would be the first to do something. He threw a no-hitter. On September 10th, 1881, Roger Connor did something that wouldn't be done again until Babe Ruth did it again in 1925. He hit the first walk-off grand slam. Paul Hines put his name in the history books for being the first Major League Baseball player to wear sunglasses on the field. He also had 2 other firsts. He was baseball's first Triple Crown, and he performed the game's first unassisted triple play. New York Giants player Mickey Welch made history on August 10th, 1889, when he pinch hit for his injured teammate Hank O'Day.
What do you guys want? Let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese on a hard roll with a side order of fries, cheese, and gravy, and a bowl of gravy on the side.
I'll have the same thing plus pancakes.
Chocolate milk?
You know it, honey.
No, make it 2.
of an egg white omelet made with very little oil, dry wheat toast, and grapefruit juice.
Oh, my God.
All right, here it comes.
You know, just placing an order like that gets you kicked out of the Army. Now, if you put a construction helmet on that order, it could join the village people.
Would you knock me down a flight of stairs for $4 million?
I'd do it for a $5 scratch-off and a bag of Doritos.
Over the years, the struggles of the Boston Red Sox would provide some of the most dramatic and heartbreaking action the game would ever see. And on October 21st, 1975, Fenway Park would witness the greatest game in World Series history, a game that rekindled the whole country's love of baseball.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Braves trail 2-0, bottom of the fifth. Trevor Rogers goes back to work. He's only allowed the one hit. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies is a bender well off the plate. It's 1-0. 1-0. Pops it back foul. 1-1. 1-1 count. Rogers is only at 45 pitches, by the way, so you're talking about a low pitch count. Braves are just mailing this one in, I'm telling you. They are not working the counts at all. The 1-1. Swing hit on the ground over towards third, 5-3 put out. Ozzie 0 for 2. Ozzie Albies batting average down to 221. By the way, in what world do you put Drake Baldwin below Sean Murphy and Ozzie Albies, who are both hitting in the 220s? Baldwin is 25 points ahead of both of them. First pitch on the way to Baldwin is in the dirt. It's 1-0. I get it, there's a left-hander, but man, that's a big sample size to be putting the much more talented bat below both of those guys. The 1-0. Down and away. 2-0. 2-0 count. Drake Baldwin grounded out his first time up. The 2-0. In the dirt, 3-0. Baldwin trying to work his way aboard. If he can get aboard, the tying run would come to home plate. Eli White on deck. The 3-0 taking a one right down Main Street. Outer clip, it's 3-1. Good take by Drake. He knows he's just trying to get on to get things rolling here. The 3-1 pitch. In the dirt, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first.
You don't like the Drake?
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Rules the Drake.
The Drake is good.
I don't think I ever finished that thought a second ago. So in 2022 to 2023, when we started adding more and more of these sound bites for when the guys get on, like the Drake and all that kind of stuff, the rule was always I wouldn't play it for them as the first pitch on the way is a pitch just off the edge. It's 1-0. Unless they got an extra bases. And then in 2024, it turned into, well, if they get a base hit, we'll play it. And now it's, hell, if they get on base in any way, shape, or form, why not? The 1-0 up top, 1-1. In fact, when we very first started doing, we only had the home run calls, and then we started making the ones that were also for the base hits. And that was back when this offense was flying. The 1-1 swing, pops it back foul. 1-2. 1-2 count. It's going to get to the point where it's like, man, if they take a ball if they have an at bat that's more than 3 pitches. Pitch on the way. Whoa. Called for a ball. We'll take it, but man, that looked like it hit the corner. In fact, it did hit the corner looking at the replay. 2-2 count. That's just one you can't take there, though, because they would easily ring you up normally. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down. And that pitch is really more in Eli's wheel path than the one he just swung at there. The one he just swung at there was probably going to be called a strike as well, but the one down low there with 2 strikes, he bangs that on the ground. He might get that through the 4-3 hole with Baldwin being held on. Stuart Fairchild is your batter. First pitch in the dirt. 1-0. That pitch was a little further down and away, and it was called for a strike, 1-1, compared to that one with 2 strikes to Eli. The home plate umpire, Eric Backus, doesn't know what the hell he's doing. The 1-1 count. Outside wide. 2-1. The 2-1. Swing. Hits it hard through the hole, and that'll get through for a base hit. And Stuart Fairchild gives us runners with first and second and 2 outs. Good piece of hitting there by Fairchild.
Hitting, not about muscle. It's simple physics. Calculate the velocity V in relation to the trajectory T, in which G, gravity, of course, remains a constant. It's not complicated.
That'll bring Nick Allen to the plate. No homers on the year, but he does have 15 RBI. He's 0 for 1 with the ground out. He could poke one into the gap. We're talking about tying this game up with Fairchild's speed. First pitch on the way is 93, right there on the outer cut. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. The 0-1. Rogers comes set. Pitch number 62. Curveball misses well outside wide, 1-1. Tuesday night and Wednesday night, the games are scheduled for 10:05 first pitch. Thursday is 9:05 first pitch, all Eastern. The 1-1, outside wide, called for a wide strike. Allen gives back us the what for, and I can't blame him. That was another bad call. 1-2 count. Brings and kicks it. Fisted back behind home plate. We'll do it again. So we'll come on the air Tuesday, probably around 9 o'clock with the Braves Country Today series preview show coming on. It'll be 9:30 on Wednesday and 8:30 on Thursday. The 1-2 count. Fisted back foul, we'll do it again. Friday is an 8:15 start. So all of them pretty late starts because we'll be in St. Louis next weekend. But then Saturday is a 2:15 first pitch. Sunday, well, you got to come meet us at the restaurant. The 1-2, down and in, 2-2. 2-2 count. And that'll probably be the bullpen game, or some version of it where they bring up someone from AAA to eat some innings. The 2-2. Swing, fist it back, foul. We'll do it again. Nothing else. Allen is running Rogers' pitch count up. He's now at 67 pitches. He's had over 20, 22, 23 pitches in this inning, I believe. Somewhere in that neighborhood. I believe he started at 44. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike three. Blew it right by him, and that'll end the inning. Rogers with 5 strikeouts, so jot that down. We'll be back in a flash. The Braves go back to work, trailing 2-0.
How are you now?
What?
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 What was that?
What?
Well, you're standing, breathing, and smoking, so the other thing.
Spitting?
Some barefaced, uncultivated version of it, yes.
What, you never seen someone spit before?
Yes. An inexcusably obese man in the batter's box at a Blue Jays game.
But you never seen a girl spit before?
Yes. A 6-year-old after consuming an insect in her ice cream cone.
But you don't think girls should spit?
I don't say what girls should do.
But you don't like it when girls spit?
Preferably not within my line of sight, earshot, and in a perfect world, ever.
You hungry?
Am I hungry?
Yeah, that's what I said.
I'm immediately concerned that sensation may never reestablish itself. But what a ride it's been.
What's your best pitch?
My best pitch is a strike. A sinking fastball down and away from a right-handed hitter. Thereby, he thinks it's a good pitch. The last minute it sinks. He hits the top half of the ball, and he hits a ground ball one away. And you do that 3 times or 27 times in a ball game, make perfect sinkers, you'll get 27 outs. Unless the hitters are smart, and then what they do is they know it's a sinker, they get up and they drive the ball to right center field, and then you got a runner at third and less than 2 outs. So they bring the infield in, and you don't want them to hit a sinker now. You got to strike them out. So then you go to a cross-seam fastball, which I don't have.
The idea of community, the idea of coming together, we're still not good at that. We talk about it a lot. In moments of crisis, we're magnificent at it. At those moments, we understand community, helping one another. Baseball, you do that all the time. You can't win it alone. It is a community activity. You need all 9 people helping one another. I love bunt plays. I love the idea of the bunt. I love the idea of the sacrifice. Even the word is good. Giving yourself up for the good of the whole. That's Jeremiah. That's thousands of years of wisdom. The Bible tried to do that and didn't teach you. Baseball did.
Welcome back. Braves trail 2-0. First pitch on the way. It's high and out of the zone to the left-handed bat of Jackson Holliday, the Baltimore Orioles leadoff hitter. It's 1-0. Holmes at 75 pitches on this one, the 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Right down Main Street, 1-2. The 1-2 from Holmes. 95 high and out of the zone. Two count. Swing, fouls it straight back. Just got a piece of that. The 2-2. Holmes comes set. Brings it. Slider inside. He's called a lot of pitches right there for strikes. Didn't get that one. So now a full count. Swing, fouls that one back. That pitch is not fooling Holliday what's one so bit. In fact, he's about to time that thing up. Jackson Holliday, the son of Matt Holliday, the former Cardinal. Payoff pitch. That ball's going to get slapped into center field. Slow roller that Eli has to come in and charge to keep Holliday to one base. And it's 1 on, nobody out here to start the 6th. First pitch on the way to Laureano is a swing and a miss strike. Fastball right down Main Street. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Fastball upstairs on the inner cut. 0-2. No 2 count. Holmes gets back on the bump. The 0-2. Brings it. High and inside, 1-2. One-two count. Swing. Fouls it straight back, 95 miles an hour. Holliday was taken off on that play. He retreats. The 1-2. Slider right there on the zone. Didn't get the call once against Backus. Missing the call. The 2-2. Check swing foul off his hand. Do it again. Kind of a stinger. Got him in up on the top of the hand. The ball hit his hand, but he offered at it. So that's either a strikeout or it's a hit by pitch. I thought it, unless did it tap the bat on the way down? Taking a look at it. They're going to take a look at Laureano. So there really is no one way about that. That's either a strikeout or a hit by pitch. Because it hit him in the hand, but it looked like he offered at it. There were 2 strikes on the play. It looks like that hand's starting to swell up pretty bad too. They're showing it with his glove off. He wants to play through it. We all know Laureano's a tough customer. But once again, I don't understand how that could be, because it's not a foul ball. They're going to give him the base. He offered at that pitch. That's another bad call by this umpiring crew. Terrible call. And I don't believe that's something you can challenge because they didn't call it a strike. Had they called it a strike, that's just a really, really bad job by this. This umpiring crew has been terrible today. So back to work. First pitch on the way, chopped over towards Allen. He's got it, fires it to first, just gets the 1 out. I think he could have gotten the runner at second. Wouldn't have been able to turn 2, but I do believe he could have gotten him. Ozzie was going to get there just in time, but he wanted to get the safe out. What that does now, it's going to bring the infield in. One of their better hitters standing at the plate. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss. A hack by O'Hearn, it's 0-1. Yeah, once again, just looking at that replay over and over, it's just a bad job by the umpiring crew. He went around on that pitch. Is he 0-1? Down and in 1-1. So that negates any kind of hit by pitch. Now, I think they thought that it was a foul tip, but that's not the point. The point is you call it what it's supposed to be, and then you can always go back and replay it. The 1-1. Swing and a miss upstairs, 1-2. But if you're wondering why Snicker he can't challenge that because they didn't call it right initially. And hopefully that's something that the umpire, the league office, is the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Big strike out there by Holmes, 2 down. But hopefully that's something that they'll go to him and point out. If nothing else, if you're Snicker, what you can do is you can make a complaint to the league office so that future plays like that, they'll be aware to call it straight up, and then if he did get hit by pitch, fair enough. First pitch on the way is a slider down and away to Urias. It's 1-0. Braves infield is now back and to the left with 2 outs, but still 2 in scoring position. The 1-0, swing and a miss, 1-1. Slider diving out of the zone. 1-1 count, but that's really all you can do if you're Snicker. You can't challenge the play. It's not challengeable. The 1-1. Swing, chops it foul. 1-2. Because you cannot challenge balls and strikes. And you cannot challenge whether a guy goes around or not. But he definitely went around on that play. He just got his big meat hook in the way, and it hit his hand on the way through. 1-2 count. Caught, looking strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. Yak him. Sit down, boys. We're going to get the sticks. We're going to get some runs. Let's wake up, Braves country. It's almost time for first pitch on a normal game.
Everybody in this room knows the way that I feel about a lot of things. Basically, everybody's too soft. Everybody's too sensitive about everything.
Hi, honey. I just got done at the car shop. I got the oil change. And then I also got a really good deal on putting air in the tires.
Hold on, what? What'd you say?
I got a really good deal on putting air in the tires. I got the premium stuff. Okay, the premium air in 2 tires, the front ones for $150, or I could get just like regular air in all 4. Huh?
Hold on.
Yeah.
What do you mean by premium air? What are you talking about?
Well, he said that like it like lasted an extra long time. He said it was like really high end, and that's what more of like the luxury cars got.
No. Air is free. You do not pay for air in your tires.
Yeah, regular air is free, but the premium air, like the high end stuff, I got put in all of them. He charged me $100, but it was on sale. Like, I got a deal. It was a special. Armchair.
In 1970, the Cincinnati Reds faced the Baltimore Orioles in the World Series. The Reds were young, aggressive, and powerful, led by Pete Rose, Tony Perez, and Johnny Bench. But the Orioles had the best third baseman in baseball. Brooks Robinson was born in Little Rock, Arkansas, was discovered playing ball in the church league, and was beloved by Baltimore fans. Winner of 10 Gold Glove Awards. He was called the human vacuum cleaner. The Orioles took the series in 5, further helped by 6 runs batted in by Brooks Robinson. Brooks Robinson, Cincinnati's Pete Rose said, belongs in a higher league.
Welcome back, Braves country. Let's wake up. It's just 1 o'clock on the East Coast, just past it. First pitch on the way to Jurickson Profar to start the inning is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Braves trail. The score is only 2-0. The 0-1 in the dirt, 1-1. Just a solo shot that barely creeped over the wall. Your only 2-run, or a 2-run shot that barely creeped over the wall in the third inning. Is the 1-1 misses high, 2-1. 2-1 count. The Braves will have the day off tomorrow to reset the rotation. The 2-1. Swing, pops it up. Dying Quail, will it fall? It will. That ball's got eyes. So good job of getting on by Jurickson Profar. He didn't hit it hard, but he hit it where it ain't.
Well, the jerks are called. They're running out of you.
Profar pro good. The jerk store gets on.
Line, and a smart crowd will appreciate it. And I'm not going to dumb it down for some bonehead mass audience.
Lefty-lefty matchup. Matt Olson now the batter representing the tying run with nobody out. First pitch on the way is 94 off the plate, down and away. It's 1-0. Standing on deck, you'll have Riley and then Smurf in the hole. We're in the heart of the order, trailing by only 2. The 1-0. Flips it over to first. One 1-0 count. Profar leaning off over there. Comes set, brings it. 93 right there on the outer edge. Evens up the count at 1-1. Infield back into the right, playing double play depth. Rogers at 5 strikeouts on the day. Grant Holmes has now gotten to his 5th strikeout. That might be it for Grant. He's at 96 pitches, by the way. The 1-1, swing and a miss. Off the plate, it's 1-2. So 1-2 count. Olson shoots it down the left field line. There is nobody down there. The 1-2, outside wide, 2-2. And they're pitching him outside. He can just doink it past the third base bag. Profar will probably score, and Olson will at least be standing on second. The 2-2. Swing, just got a piece of it to stay alive. Bounces to the backstop. We'll do it again. Matt Olson struck out his first time up, grounded out his second time up, 0 for 2. We're here in the 6th inning of a 2-0 game. 11:30 a.m. first pitch, if you're wondering why we're this deep into it already. The 2-2. Swing, chops it foul, we'll do it again. Fast-moving game, too, as well. If you notice, we're almost through 6 innings. Normally that takes 2 hours or so. We're just a little over 90 minutes into this ball game. Some of that has to do with Eric Backus's ridiculous strike zone. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Over the top. 1 away. 1 down, and Austin Riley will come to the plate. Riley 0 for 2, but he has walked. Lined out to left in the first. Grounded into a double play in the 6th. First pitch on the way. Swing, hit hard on the ground. It's going to be another double play. 5-4-3, Riley. That ball was absolutely drilled, but right at the third baseman. That is some bad luck right there. We'll be back in a flash show on Braves Country. The Braves trail 2-0.
Man, believe this or not, I don't watch no film, bro. Like, I just know the game of football inside out. I feel like Madden has a good tell of how good players are. So I just play Madden the night before, and I go look at all their ratings. So I just go get on Madden. I go to the EA rosters, then I scroll down and see what their awareness is, their speed is, and their sprint. And that's how I get a good tell on them.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
Michigan, Ohio State feels like you're asking me to pick which one of your kids is my favorite. And I just can't. Because I don't like any of your kids.
Look at that door, dude. See that door right there? One marked pirate. You think a pirate lives in there? I see a door marked private. Is that the door you're talking about? No, I was talking about... Yep. I didn't say... No, what did you hear? I heard you say you saw a door marked pirate. No, see, that's not what I was saying. We're talking about pirates all day. We're going to find out what lives in there. Jesus Christ.
What was incredible about Clemente was not only how skilled he was at each part of the game, but this kind of ferocity that he played on each play of the game, even years when they were pitiful and they had no chance to get into the pennant or anything like that. He would throw it in, he would pick guys off who got a single, who took too much of a turn going around first. There was just something intense about this guy that was not necessarily what was going on in baseball at that moment.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Braves trail 2-0. Tell you what, even the new version of the freeze sucks. For first pitch on the way from Dylan Lee, comes into the game. The Braves trailing 2-0. It's 0-1. He won today's game, race, but not by much. And a guy that didn't look incredibly athletic, he beat him by about 3 strides, and he puts his finger to his mouth like, shh. Like, dude, you're terrible. I'm seeing all kinds of people beat you on a daily basis. 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. First thing that I would do if I became the manager of the Atlanta Braves is I'd fix the freaking freeze problem. Let's go get somebody who's fast and who's not getting his doors blown off by unathletic morons. Let's have some pride in this franchise. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him. 1 down. One down. First pitch on the way is a curveball at the knees to Mullins. It's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. The 0-1. Fouls it down the third base line. Riley giving chase. Will he have room? Just runs out of room. It smacks the screen before he can grab it. The 0-2. Dylan Lee comes set. Brings it. Swing. Chops it over to first. Backhanded by Olsen. Olsen tosses it to Lee. Lee toe taps the bag and barely gets the hustling Mullins by about a quarter step. 2 down. It may sound like nothing, but I'm telling you, that's the little things right there. When the freeze is below average, how do you expect your offense to be worth a damn? You know what I mean? It's like, It does not take that much to find a track athlete in the city of Atlanta with all the colleges that you have there that compete well, very well in track and field. First pitch on the way is a cutter in there at the knees. It's 1-0. Lefty-righty matchup, Kobe Mayo. The 1-0. Pops it up. High in the sky. Who wants it? Fairchild makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. All right, we'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Get up and stretch, Braves country. We still get 3 more whacks of this, and we only need a couple of runs. Welcome back, Braves country. Well, it's official. I think Roku might be the worst of all the broadcasting. Well, Apple, but Roku's giving them a run for their money. Trevor Rogers going back out there. Here's another problem. He's gotten 7 innings of work on the Braves, or 6 innings of work on the Braves. He's only thrown 80 pitches. And the story we were sold, the bill of goods in the offseason, was that Tim Heyer's offense was going to be talking about working counts, situational hitting, blah, 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 and they've gotten worse. People are debating online whether they should fire Snicker or Tim Hyer. Man, when you fire Snicker, you're going to fire Tim Hyer because you got to let the next guy that comes in choose his hitting coach. I don't have a problem keeping Kranitz along. First pitch on the way is a fastball, misses high in the zone. It's 1-0. 1-0. Swing, lifts it into right field, going back on the track. That bounces off the wall. Is it gone? What's the call going to be? Is that a double? It looked like it hit the top of the wall, but I guess they're just going to give him a double, but it is a leadoff double for your Atlanta Braves. They may take a look at that. It looked like it bounced off the top. Umpires are converging.
I must call an emergency meeting.
I think it might have stayed in.
Don't try to fool me.
A lot of times with these, they're going to end up, as I think our videos actually jumped ahead of what's going on in the field now, so at least that's a little less confusing for y'all. But it looks like hit the top of the wall, and memory serves correctly, that is not a home run in Atlanta. Typically, you have to paint that area yellow. We'll see what the call is. So I'm not getting a really good read. Yeah, it looks like they're going to keep it as a double. So it's a leadoff double for Smurf. And Ozzie Albies will step to the plate. First pitch on the way. Swing, lifts it high into right field, going back on the track, making the catch for a long out, number one. But on the play, Sean Murphy will move up 90 feet, and a good job of situational hitting there by Ozzie Albies. Probably not what he was shooting for, but we'll take it. Put Smurf in scoring position and cut this lead in half with a fly ball. Though we'd like to tie this up in this inning, as they always say, that first run's the most difficult one to get in the game. So lefty-lefty matchup now, and Drake Baldwin, as the infield comes in, he's got a chance to rip one through the infield. First pitch on the way is inside, well off the plate, called for a strike. Another blown call by Backus. It's 0-1. There is no yellow paint there, Iron Lung. That's what I was saying. The 0-1. Another one well inside, 0-2. Crickets from the dugout, and those have been two incredibly bad calls. The 0-2. Swing, fouls it away. What we've typically seen from Rogers with lefties, when he gets to this 0-2 count, expect a slider to try to chase off the plate. They've now brought the infield back with 2 strikes. The 0-2. Outside wide, 1-2. So you've got the yellow stripe in center field, but when it gets to that brick wall up top, there is no yellow stripe. And that's why it's not considered a home run. I don't know why they haven't painted that yellow, but they haven't. The 1-2. Swing, pops it up. Stays in play. It's going to be a can of corn out. It is. And another bat at bat by your Atlanta Braves with a runner in scoring position and less than 2 outs. So now it's going to come down to Eli White to come through. And I think they're going to come out, make a pitching change. I'll take it. Anybody but this Trevor Rogers. He has dominated the Braves. He's got papers on the Atlanta Braves. He does this every time we've seen him, way back when he was in Miami. Anything's better than this cat. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. On this date, in 1941, the New York Yankees unveil a center field monument dedicated to Lou Gehrig. The memorial, similar to the honor bestowed on the team's late skipper Miller Huggins in 1932. It is a tribute by his teammates to their beloved captain, who died of ALS last month. On this date in 1970 at Atlanta Stadium, Braves second baseman Felix Millen goes 6 for 6, becoming the first player in franchise history to collect 6 hits in one game. The 26-year-old infielder, called the Cat by his teammates, contributed to the team's 12-4 victory over the San Francisco Giants with 4 singles, a double, and a triple. And on this date in 1986, at Atlanta's Fulton County Stadium, first baseman Bob Warner becomes the 11th major leaguer to hit 4 home runs in one game. However, 3 of the 4 homers are solo shots, allowing the Montreal Expos to beat the Braves 11-8. And that's your Braves Country Radio on this date in baseball history. Find us on YouTube and Facebook today. Cano's going to come in, and they're going to pinch hit with Michael Harris. Harris stepping in for Eli White. Righty-lefty matchup now. First pitch on the way. Right there, 95 on the edge. It's 0-1. I get the righty-lefty matchup while they're doing that. I don't know if it goes true to form with as big a slump as Harris is in, but we'll see what happens. The 0-1. Chases 1. Down around the knees, 0-2. The other factor is he saw Cano yesterday and looked silly going up against him. So an 0-2 count. Cano comes set. They set up down the pipe. Same pitch, tried to get him to chase this time a little bit lower, 1-2. Braves trail 2-0. Sean Murphy standing at third with 2 outs. He had a leadoff double, and so far has been stranded. The 1-2. Swing, chops it over towards short. Easy play, 6-3 put out, and that'll end the inning. Another bat given away. We'll be back in a flash. 8th inning we go, trailing by 2 here in Braves Country.
Next question, gentlemen. What is the one thing the people on the other side of your street have more of than you do? Your wife said they have more grass than you do.
Grass.
I wouldn't bet on that.
It was a homeless woman, wasn't it?
It was a homeless woman, yeah. He said that he had to give his kidnappers $500, so he gave her his credit card to go get him $500 and whatever, because none of it turns out to...
You know what this sounds like to me? It sounds like Allensby got all liquored up and paid a homeless woman $500 to roll around under the bridge with him.
Now they got 2 guys coming out saying that they found him unconscious on the side of a road.
It turned out it wasn't a wine bar; it was a strip club. So let's say what really happened here. We've all been there.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody's been under a bridge with a homeless woman giving her $500. I've been in similar instances, but I'm not going to say I've been there. First of all, it takes a lot less than $500, okay, buddy? That's where you got taken right there from the jump.
But, I want to say one thing in all seriousness. I feel sorry for you people that don't drink. I mean it, because when you wake up in the morning, that's as good as you're going to feel all day.
Roberto Clemente learned his baseball in the cane fields of Puerto Rico, and for all of his major league career, he played spectacularly for a little publicized team, the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was a savage line drive hitter with a phenomenal throwing arm, proud of his Latin heritage, often plagued by injuries.
Roberto Clemente, he had a certain motion with his neck because he had a bad back. He said his back always hurt. He had a certain motion with his neck. And all of us imitated this motion that he had with his neck. So you see all these kids in school who are doing this because they picked this up from Clemente. You go to bat and you did this head motion. You swung the bat like Clemente.
And then for the Puerto Rican community, he was, their guy, the guy who really gave a lot back.
Welcome back. Atlanta Braves trail this one 2-0. Pitching change for the Atlanta Braves. First pitch on the way from Pierce Johnson is swung on and popped up down the right field line, giving chase is Stuart Fairchild. He'll try to make a sliding attempt at the catch, but will not prevail. The ball bounces away, but with the slow foot of Stallings, he'll be stopped right there at first, and it's a leadoff single for the Orioles. Good job by Fairchild to knock that ball down, not let it roll behind him. We talked about this yesterday. I mean, Jacob Stallings, this guy's had a career against the Atlanta Braves ever since, we'll say, around 2021. When you can look at his career numbers, you look at what he does against the Braves, it's really uncanny. First pitch to Holiday is right there for a strike. 0-1, the 0-1. Slaps it down the left field line. That's going to go down and get down. Here comes Profar firing it into third. Here comes the throw. It's going to be late as Stallings slides in, and it is a double. Runners on second and third, and nobody out. His fourth hit of the game, second time he's done that in his career for Jackson Holiday. That one barely got inside the line, but just enough to stay fair. So 2 on, nobody out. Two balls that were hit that weren't hit very hard, but hit right in the right place. First pitch to Laureano is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing, fouls it back, 0-2. (0-2) count. Braves trail by 2. So they've got the infield about halfway in. You don't really have to be very far in with Stallings at third, to be honest with you. The 0-2 misses high, 1-2. That ball almost went to the backstop. I think they're actually positioned a little too far in considering how slow of a runner Stallings is. They could go back a step or two to give him a chance in case Laureano hits one hard right at him. The 1-2. Caught, looking strike 3. 96 on the outer edge. Got him. One down. Big strikeout there. Yeah, once again, Stallings is really slow. I don't know why you would have the infield cheating that far in. You're just opening yourself up. Now, it may not matter one way or the other. Next guy may rake it into the outfield or pop it up or strike out, but give yourself a better chance. First pitch on the way is a curveball down and away. Gunnar Henderson, it's 1-0. Henderson batting .272 with 10 home runs, 29 RBI, a .781 OPS. The 1-0. PJ kicks and grips. Swing, fouls it away, 1-1. 1-1 count. Yeah, the infield's still playing way too far in with Stallings at third. The 1-1. High! Back behind home plate, but won't dribble very far. He'd have to take a really long leap. I'm a little surprised, honestly, if I'm the Orioles. I would be pinch running for Stallings. They've got Alex Jackson as the backup catcher today. Folks should remember him when he was in Braves country several years ago. He's a decent defensive catcher, but you could pinch run for Stallings. I'm surprised they haven't. The 2-1. Swing, chops it over to second. Ozzie looks back the runner, flips it to Olsen. 2 down. So now the defense will be able to back up. So that risk really didn't hurt them much. But once again, I mean, if you're looking at the replay of this, Stallings doesn't even barely lean towards home plate when that ball is grounded. He knows his speed. He knows he's going to have to. The Braves going to automatically walk O'Hearn to get to Urias. Little bit of a gamble here because now you load him up and you got nowhere to put Urias. Though O'Hearn's a much better batter, and I get that. I'm a little surprised they didn't see if he would chase and then put him on. But nonetheless, bases loaded. 2 outs. The infield's back into the left now. Righty, first pitch on the way. Curveball misses. It's 1-0. And you can't nibble like Sean likes to do back there behind home plate, because you get yourself back behind in a deep count, you're really setting yourself up for disaster. The 1-0. Another curveball in the dirt. 2-0. He's doing it again. So a 2-0 count. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. They set up down the middle. Right there for a strike. Curveball, 2-1. Braves nothing. Orioles 2. 2 outs here in the 8th. Bases juiced. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. So here's the thing now. If you go with another curveball and he spits on it, the runners are going to be off to the races on that full count. Do you get aggressive and go for the fastball or try to get him to nibble again? The 2-2. They set up down the pipe. That's what they did. Curveball well outside the zone. Ball 3. Loves to get cute back behind home plate, and it rarely pays off. The 3-2. Swing, chops it over towards third. Riley has it, fires it across the diamond, and a good defensive play will get us out of the jam. Braves somehow keep runs off the board. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Wasn't that our inning like a few months ago? Let's go, Braves country.
I am genuinely upset. I'm legitimately, I'm mad. I'm sad. I am confused. I am shocked and appalled. At what age did the people at the bank decide that I no longer enjoy suckers?
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
I got lost in the game. I mean, the ballpark, the people, the color, the sounds, smells. And it's a passion. It's a very, very big part of my life. Sometimes I like to be 11 years old. I like being part of something that's bigger than me. It's good for your soul to invest in something you can't control.
You're a romantic. You have a lyrical soul. You can love under the best and worst conditions.
Everybody's always so quick to tell you that McDonald's is so unhealthy. What about that relationship you in? Make stupid
Clemente batted .414 in the series, hit 2 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs, and led the Pirates to the championship in 7 games. A year later, on September 30th, 1972, he passed yet another milestone in his long career.
Everybody certainly wants Bobby to get that big number 3,000. Matlack on the 0-1. Bobby hits a drive into the gap in left center field. There she is.
That winter, an earthquake hit Nicaragua, and Clemente volunteered to carry relief supplies to the victims. On New Year's Eve, his plane crashed into the Atlantic Ocean. His body was never found.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Here on Braves Country Radio, please like and subscribe today. We're going to the bottom of the 8th inning, so we have 2 more tries. Stuart Fairchild is due up. You would think they'd probably go to Acuna. Looks like that's what they're alluding to. No, Acuna is going to be on deck for Nick Allen. First pitch on the way, he misses for a ball. It's 1-0. Stuart Fairchild, the batter. So they just want Acuna to get an at-bat. They don't want to put him in the field. Righty-righty matchup, the 1-1 count. Cano back out there for second inning of work. Just got the 1 out, so his pitch count's low, the 1-1. Drops a good bunt down. He kicks the ball, and he's going to be safe. Stuart Fairchild drops a bunt down and beats it out, and that's what I'm talking about right there.
Hitting, not about muscle. It's simple physics. Calculate the velocity V in relation to the trajectory T, in which G, gravity, of course, remains a constant. It's not complicated.
Great bunt. Drag bunt by Stuart Fairchild. That ball was Fairchild, run, child, run. So 1 on, nobody out, and Ronald Acuna Jr. comes off the bench, see if he can spark something. First pitch on the way, swing, chops it immediately to short. 1 pitch, 1 out, 6-3. Thankfully, Fairchild's speed will prevent the double play. He'll move into scoring position. I mean, you sit on the bench all game long and you swing at the very first pitch. That stunk. I don't care what anyone says. Jerickson Profar, the batter. Runner at second. 1 out. First pitch. 94 misses high. It's 1-0. Swing, rifles it back, foul, 1-1. One count. Righty lefty, the pitch, outside wide, 2-1. You got Olsen due up next, standing on deck, and then Riley is in the hole. The 2-1, swing, chops it foul, down the line, 2-2. I'd say they're going to hold Ozuna to pinch hit later down the road, either in the 9th inning or if this turns into a bigger inning when you get past the top 5 in the order, top 6. The 2-2, misses high, 3-2. So a 3-2 count. Profar with 2 home runs his first 2 games back. Be a good time for number 3. The payoff pitch. Inside, caught looking, strike 3. It was really close, but you got to swing with 2 strikes. I mean, Very close call. Probably a touch out of the zone, maybe a touch in the zone, but any way you look at it, you can't. I think he was just buckled by the pitch. He was looking for something else, and he did not expect to get that right there. That just absolutely froze him. But Matt Olson will come to the plate now. Runner at second, 2 outs. Stallings was sent out there, so I don't know if they got a lefty warming up in the pen and they're trying to buy time. Don't see a whole lot. Okay, he is going to come get us. He dragged that out. Backus didn't really push the envelope. Most umpires will tell him, come on, man, get it together. But anyways, we're going to get a pitching change when we come back. Matt Olson at the plate, representing the tying run. Welcome back. Can't remember if we hit that one yet or not, but saw that the Iron Lung gifted 5 memberships. So I'm going to play the sound. I couldn't remember if we did that or not. I want to make sure we recognize, appreciate for everyone who's supporting the channel. Matt Olson will come in to face the lefty, and it is the former Philly, as I thought it may be, coming to the mound. Soto, first pitch on the way, is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Gregory Soto, 4.02 ERA. He has struck out 38 in 38 appearances. He's walked 14, a 224 batting average against. 2 home runs allowed. 1-0, down and in, 2-0. 2-0 count. He fares much better against the left-handers, so if he doesn't get Olson here, he's got to face 3 right-handers in a row after that. The 2-0. In the dirt, 3-0. 3-0 count. Lefty-lefty matchup. Comes set. 97 at the knees. 3-1. Good take by Olson. That's not the pitch you want. Not when you got a 3-0 count. Got to be sitting dead red. Anything else you let go by. The 3-1. Swing and a miss. 97 right in his wheelhouse. Full count. So now, down to the last strike of the inning. Olson's got to open up his strike zone a little bit. He's not one that typically chokes up In the old days, the guys would choke up to make sure they didn't strike out here, but he is not doing that. The payoff, swing, slaps it foul down the line. Runner at second, 2 outs. Riley on deck. The payoff pitch. Soto kicks, fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him. Came all the way back from down 3-0 to a strikeout. We'll head to the 9th inning, trailing by 2, once again here in Braves country.
I just saw one of my local crackheads, and he looked at me and he was like, "Hey, got one for you." And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "I'll huff, I'll puff, and I'll steal all your stuff."
The real question is, brunette crazy, redhead crazy, or blonde crazy?
Oof. Oh, brunette crazy.
Yeah, those are completely different kind of crazies. Because redhead crazy is like, will ruin your life, but will be the best bouncy time you've ever had in your life.
Blonde crazy.
Will ruin your life, but will also blast the car into the side of an 18-wheeler going...
That's because she's in her damn Barbie Jeep and doesn't understand what curbs are.
Brunette crazy is the kind where you wake up and she's standing over you with a Bowie knife and you're like, "What are you doing?" And she just says, "Don't worry about it." You do exactly the opposite. You worry about
everything.
Turn off for me, can't swim. I mean, the earth is 80% water. So if there's a tsunami and you trying to get on my back, bye, I'm doing me. I ain't your floaty. I ain't nobody floaty.
The legality of Major League Baseball's controversial reserve clause is now in the hands of the Supreme Court. The case involves the trade of Curt Flood from St. Louis to Philadelphia. That case for Flood is being argued.
It was so difficult for the fans to understand my problems with baseball. I was telling my story to deaf ears because I was telling my story to a person who would give their firstborn child to be doing what I was doing. And he just could not understand how there could be anything possibly wrong with baseball.
For nearly 3 years, Curt Flood had been in the courts, fighting a one-man battle with Major League Baseball over the reserve clause. Despite the advice of the Players Union, he had left the game in 1969 rather than be traded against his will.
Welcome back. Brasil Iglesias comes onto the mound. First pitch on the way is swung on and chopped foul off the leg of Sean Murphy. It's 0-1. Home plate umpire Eric Backus will give him a second to walk that off. The 0-1. Right there at the knees. Good pitch by Iglesias. 0-2. So no 2 count. Iglesias with a 4.91 ERA. He was unhittable last year. Nothing has gone right for the Braves in 2025. The 1-2. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him. Top shelf tequila. 1 down. Seems like he's got a little better movement than he has had in the past. As Acuna is going to go to right field, taking Stuart Fairchild out of the game. First pitch on the way to Mullins is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 swung on, foul back. 0-2. Harris moves over to center. Moves into center for Eli White. And, of course, Luke Williams takes over for Nick Allen. Braves in the 9th inning will have Riley, Murphy, and Ozzie. If anybody gets on, it'll be Drake. And then, is the 0-2? Misses high. 1-2. At that point, you would have Michael Harris do up. The 1-2, swing, lifts it, high into very shallow center field. Making the catch for out number 2 is Luke Williams. All the more reason why you wonder why they didn't have Acuna pinch hit for Eli, because you get to him much quicker in the order. Instead, you have Harris. At the bottom of the order will be Harris, Williams, and Acuna if it plays out that far. First pitch on the way to Kobe Mayo is there for a strike. It's 0-1. Good sinker at the knees. The 0-1. Check swing foul, 0-2. This is another guy that could be on the move. The Braves would like to see him getting straightened up. Even if the Braves can't start turning around and winning ball games, you could get a nice return on Iglesias at the deadline along with Ozuna. The 0-2. Swing, chops it foul. We'll do it again. But teams aren't going to, well, I'll put it this way. Teams are not Brian Snicker. They don't just look at the back of the baseball card and hope for the best. Teams look at what you're doing right now, and if these guys, older veterans, are tanking towards the deadline, you're not going to get much back. The 0-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him. Raziel Iglesias goes 1-2-3 right through the order. We'll be back in a flash. The Braves' last hope. We start with Riley.
I know that violence is not the answer, but yes, it is.
Let me get this straight. I can go to the grocery store and buy a pound of sliced ham in a plastic bag, a loaf of bread in a plastic bag, a gallon of milk in a plastic jug, a pack of napkins in plastic wrap, a store-made salad in a plastic tub, plastic bottles with ketchup or mustard, but they won't give me a plastic bag to carry it home in because the plastic bag is bad.
Girls that eat pickles and like thoroughly enjoy eating them, and I'm not talking about like on a burger or anything, but like pickles from a pickle jar. They're always hot. Like, what's with it with hot girls and pickles? I don't understand you.
What I told him was that I agreed with him in principle, but that the courts had treated players as property and would likely do so again, and that his attempt, while a principled one, was, I thought, doomed to failure. And I worried about his knowing the kinds of chances he was taking, that he was going to end his career in a case that probably was a loser.
The lawyers for the major leagues would not talk for the cameras, but in the courtroom they argued that the reserve clause is essential to the future of organized baseball, that without the reserve clause, all the rich teams would get all the star players. But Arthur Goldberg maintains that the reserve clause, tying a player to one team for the rest of his life, is in violation of the 13th Amendment. That's the amendment against slavery and indentured servitude.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. So yeah, there's a strong possibility that Iglesias and Ozuna could get moved because both of them are at the end of their contract. Sir Anthony Dominguez is on to close it out, so we won't get Bautista. I was wondering how they were going to spell the ninth inning. Former Philadelphia Philly, first pitch on the way. There's a slider right there at the knees. It's 0-1. He can still bring it. Righty-righty matchup. .98 out of the zone, 1-0. The 1-1 count. Yankees and Mets just getting underway at 0-0 in the first in Queens. 1-1, high and out of the zone, 2-1. A lot of games just getting underway. We won't give you the whole scoreboard, but we will tell you that the Phillies and Reds are scoreless as well, and the Red Sox lead the Nationals 4-0 in the second. The 2-1, swing and a miss, 99, 2-2. The back of this bullpen for the Orioles, it really is amazing that they're as bad as they are on their record. But when they came into the season, the biggest question I had about them was their starting pitching, the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Riley down on strikes with ease, 1 away. 1 down, and that'll bring Sean Murphy to the plate. You've got Ozuna still on the bench that you can pinch hit with. But because he doesn't really play anywhere defensively, you're kind of, only thing you could do is DH him with the Drake. And that doesn't really gain you a whole lot there, especially with the right-hander on the mound. First pitch to Smurf, 99 at the knees, 0-1. The 0-1. Sean Murphy comes set. Swing and a miss. Chase one well off the plate. 0-2. You're Dominguez, man. I'm throwing that pitch again. He didn't have a prayer. That pitch fell off the edge about 5 inches. And he committed all the way. The 0-2, they set up wide again, and pitch pops it up. Deep into center field. Going back on the track. That ball's going to clear the wall. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong, a solo shot. And Sean Murphy.
Where are you? I must call an emergency meeting. Oh, there he is. Smurf is me. I'll be right there. Don't try to fool me.
His 13th home run of the year. He barely got that over the wall.
Murphy.
Remember the last time up, he almost hit one out. It hit the top of the wall like that, but it wasn't home run territory. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies, chopped foul down the line. It's 0-1. Mullins was going up trying to rob it, and it just got past his glove. Same exact type of thing where it hit the top of the wall, but this time it bounced over, and that yellow part is a home run. The 0-1. Down and away, 1-1. So we get up there and paint that top stripe yellow when we get there to Atlanta next weekend. Those will start being home runs. Sneak onto that field. The 1-1 count. Swing and a miss. Just taking hacks at pitches nowhere near the zone. It's 1-2. Believe it or not, Ozzie's 3 for 7 lifetime against Dominguez. The 1-2. Outside wide, 2-2. If Ozzie could get on, he'd represent the tying run with Drake coming to the plate. The 2-2. Swing. Hits it down the right field line. That ball's got wheels. Here it goes into the corner. They were playing to keep away from extra bases, so it's just going to be a long single. But Ozzie gets on and keeps the line going. So runner at first, 1 out. The infield will play back into the right, trying to set up for the double play. On that note, they're going to have a quick powwow on the mound. Baltimore Oriole pitching coach Drew French is coming out there. Drake Baldwin's your batter. As far of a shift they're playing, if he pokes one down the third base line, there is nobody over there. Essentially, they are positioning their third baseman, Urias, as a shortstop position. Everybody else is far over to the right. And if he can just slap it down that way, Ozzie might score with his speed. I know that's easier said than done, but it is wide open over there. First pitch on the way. Swing. Slaps it back foul. It's 0-1. He's got to get on top of that ball and poke it down that line because like that swing right there, he got underneath it. That's what they're trying to get him to do. The 0-1. Swing. Fouls that off. And now he's down 2 strikes. On deck for your Atlanta Braves is Michael Harris. Luke Williams in the hole. And flip it over to first real quick. You wonder if Ozzie might try to take off to get in that scoring position, anticipating a pitch in the dirt to get Baldwin to chase. The 0-2. Swing. Chops it foul down the line. He was not going. We'll do it again. Braves trail by just 1 now. The 0-2. Dominguez looks in. His 17th of the inning. High and out of the zone. 1-2. One-two count. Dominguez brings it. Swing. Chops it again down the line. He's getting to see some pitches. Of course, he's never seen Dominguez in his career, so the longer he can keep this bat going, advantage Drake. 1-2 count. Ozzie at first, 1 out. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 100 miles an hour on the outer edge, 2 down. Tough pitch. That was going away from him. That almost had 2-seam action. I believe it was his 4-seam, but it was drifting like a 2. And the Braves down to their last out. With Michael Harris II coming to the plate. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss at a pitch around his ankles. I don't even know what the hell he's doing anymore. It's 0-1. I mean, that pitch was nowhere near the zone. It's like he doesn't even want to be up there. Like he's at into his own, in between his own ears, where it's just, I think he's dreading at bats now. They got to do him a favor and send him down. The 0-1 off the plate, 1-1. You don't have a chance to really work on stuff when you're on the major league level because you're always worrying about getting the wins and whatnot. You go to the minor league level, they can set a guy aside just to work with you. Flips it over to first to keep him close by. And he does have options. And because he has less than 5 years of service, you can send him down without having to DFA him. The 1-1 count. Swing. Chops it over to second. And Michael Harris will once again be the last out of the game. Braves get swept, and in fitting style, it's Harris that is at the plate when this game ends. Braves lose 2-1. We got tomorrow off to reset. Hopefully we have a little better outlook on this when we go to Sacramento to take on the Oakland Athletics. We'll see you at 10 o'clock p.m. first pitch on Tuesday, 10 o'clock Wednesday, and 9 o'clock Eastern on Thursday. We'll come on the air before to get you set. And once again, Braves Country today at noon on Tuesday. Y'all have a great one, Braves Country. Wish we had more wins in the bag for you. Y'all are the best.
There's something kind of about a kid that's
Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first, and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer curled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With the smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, Published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner.